Have you ever actually tried to meditate, sat down, closed your eyes, only to find yourself feeling even more restless than when you started? Yeah, if so, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to break down a totally different approach to the practice, one that explains why so many of us struggle, and, more importantly, offers a clear, structured path to finally get it right. You know, this quote from meditation teacher Girish Jha, it just nails the experience for so many people. You sit down, you try to focus, and what happens? Your mind either drifts off into this sleepy fog or it just spins out of control with a million thoughts. It's an incredibly frustrating cycle. So, if you're sitting there nodding along right now, just know this is one of the most common roadblocks people hit when they first try to build a meditation practice. It's almost a universal experience. But here's a really powerful idea. What if that feeling of failure isn't some personal flaw? What if the problem isn't you at all? What if the problem is in the instructions we've all been given, which, often ask us to start at the very end of the journey, not the beginning? Right? The advice we always hear is to just focus on your breath. But that skips several absolutely crucial, foundational steps. It's literally like trying to build the roof of a house before you've even laid the foundation. Of course it's not going to stand. So, what's the alternative? Well, it's a framework we can call the 3 floors of awakening. The idea is to think of your practice just like a building. To get to the top, you have to build and master each floor, starting from the ground up. And here's the blueprint. It's pretty simple. The ground floor is all about your physical body and your posture. Then you move up to the middle floor, where we learn to observe our senses, maybe using tools like mantras. And only then, once that's solid, do we get to the top floor, where we can finally work with the breath and that idea of emptiness, or, pure awareness. Okay, so let's start where it all begins. The ground floor. The body. The entire journey starts right here. And the part that might surprise you is that it has almost nothing to do with quieting your mind. It's all about stabilizing your body. So why start here? Because anxiety, stress, it's not just in our heads. It's physically stored in our bodies, in our spine, our legs, the tension in our face. An unsettled body pretty much guarantees a distracted mind. The goal is just to find a posture that's both relaxed and motionless. And the first real sign that you're getting this right is when your body just wants to sit still. All right, next up, we're heading to the middle floor, the senses. Once your body is stable, then we can start to turn our attention to our inner world, all those thoughts and emotions, and we learn to just observe them instead of constantly reacting to them. This is the huge, game-changing shift that happens here. We stop identifying with our emotions. So instead of saying, I am anxious, which makes anxiety your entire identity, you learn to see it as a temporary state. You just observe, anxiety is moving through me. It's like a passing cloud, not the entire sky. This power of observation, it comes from waking up something called viveka. It's your inner power of discernment. You can think of it as the calm, wise part of you that can just watch your thoughts and emotions float by without getting totally swept away by them. It becomes your greatest ally on this floor. The goal here is to cultivate a state of being carefree. But hold on, this doesn't mean you become apathetic or you stop caring. Not at all. It means you can care deeply, but with open hands, without all the clinging, the grasping, and the need to control that comes with a clenched fist. And that is what builds incredible resilience. Now, with a stable body and an observant mind, we are finally ready to go up to the top floor. This is where that instruction we hear all the time, focus on the breath, finally finds its proper place. The most important thing to get here is that breath awareness is not a performance. You're not trying to control it, you're not trying to perfect it, you're not trying to win an award for best breather. You're simply using your breath as a bridge to connect your grounded awareness to a deeper state of consciousness. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But how do we actually bring this blueprint into our messy, complicated, everyday lives? Well, the approach is really practical, and it starts with small, manageable steps. The next time you feel that wave of anxiety rising during the day, don't try to fight it with your mind. Instead, just stop what you're doing, take 5, maybe 10 minutes, and go right back to the ground floor. Check your place, check your position, check your posture. Grounding your body is the absolute fastest way to calm your nervous system. Then, in the evening, you create a really simple reflection practice. First, you analyze the day. When did I get hooked by anxiety or reactivity? Second, you reflect on what triggered it, but without judging yourself. And third, you just make a simple promise to yourself to try and observe rather than react the next time it happens. This simple loop builds incredible self-awareness over time. And finally, let's look at the big picture here. Why does this practice truly matter? Well, the goal isn't just to feel a little bit calmer during the day. The ultimate goal is much, much bigger than that. The ultimate purpose of this whole journey, according to this wisdom, is self-knowledge. It's about peeling away all the layers of mental noise and conditioning that block us from our true nature. When you know your real self, you experience it directly. And in that experience, suffering starts to dissolve. And what is the very first profound experience of this kind of self-knowledge? It's the dissolution of our deepest, most fundamental fear, the fear of death. When you truly realize what you are, beyond the body and mind, that fear just falls away. So this brings us to the end of our explainer today, but really, it's the beginning of a new way of thinking about this practice. The entire journey doesn't start with some huge effort of mental control. It starts with a simple physical step. So the real question is, what's the first step you'll take on your ground floor?